Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Journey to Greatness. Day 59 of 365 with David McDonald, the GOAT. Happy Saturday. All right. So I hope everybody out there had a great week. We're going to get into our meditation routine. I will see you all on the other side. All right, my friends, welcome back. So we just finished our meditation routine. Now we're going to get into our journaling routine. I will see you all on the other side. No. All right. Welcome back. We just finished our journaling routine, and now we're going to get into our reading routine. We'll see you all on the other side. That's funny. All right. So we just finished chapter 14, which was titled Prayer. And some of the ending thoughts here are prayer, obviously, helps with releasing energy that may be stored within you that needs to get released. And you're pretty much giving it up to the universe, you're giving it up to God, which is one of the most powerful things that we can do in this life. When we meditate and pray, we align our mind with God's power. Our nervous system takes on a mantle of peace. Our anxious thoughts are replaced by peaceful ones. Our dull thinking becomes radiant and brilliant. And this corrective does not apply just to money or employment, it applies to everything. There's no right or wrong way to pray. Um, I would highly encourage, going out and maybe doing research on how to pray if you don't know how to pray, and or how to meditate if you don't know how to meditate. But simply putting yourself in the situation, in the space, creating the space for yourself and with others, you open up a door that allows you to do it your way and for it to be highly effective. So there is no right or wrong way, but if you're not sure, I encourage going out and doing some additional research about it. Because I feel like the more intentional you are, the more energy you spend in perfecting the art of prayer and perfecting the art of meditation, the stronger you will become, the more you can manifest. So there is no right or wrong way, but if you find a way and you dig deeper and you create meaning around the way that you do it, and you have more conviction and more confidence in it, I believe that power will help push you to the next level. Um, so then she goes over a prayer. So then we jump into chapter 15, which is creating wealth through purity of heart. When the disciples asked where the money would come from, he responded, from wherever it is now. So I once heard a story of an Indian spiritual leader who told his disciples that their ashram needed a certain amount of money. They asked where the money came from, and the person answered, wherever the money is now. And I laugh at that because sometimes we don't know where the money is going to come from, right? And this is the law of divine compensation. So that's what we're talking about, money. And it doesn't matter, frankly, where the money comes from. We just have to know that it's here. We just have to know that it's going to come, that it's on its way. It's not on its way. It has arrived. And when we hold that at all times in everything that we do, this chapter suggests if we operate from a pure standpoint of love, a pure standpoint of from the heart, then we may not know where that money is coming from, but it will show up. Pause. It has arrived. It is here to serve. Wealth does not come from somewhere else. It doesn't come from outside of us, but rather manifest according to our thoughts. Money created righteously doesn't come from other people. It comes through them. And that's the idea of, like, we don't chase money. We don't chase money. We don't do things for money. We do things to help people. And naturally, money will flow through us. Wealth will flow through us. And then abundantly, all of our material needs, all of our desires that we wish will all be satisfied. And that's acting with purpose, which is love. Looking to other people as the source of our money is then adulterous notion, because it sees those people as the source of our good. It can also lead us to exploitative and manipulative thoughts or behavior. So when we look at people and we say, oh, that's my money source, that's the thing that's going to feed me, then our survival instincts can kick in. So we got to be careful. So rather than looking at an outside source, look within. The better and more sharper you are, the better and the more loving you are, the better that wealth and money will flow through you. Purity of heart, then, is the miracle worker's greatest engine of wealth creation. Then Marianne goes into the story of Cinderella, which is really interesting because I've never seen it in this light. But what she says is, Cinderella is us, ego is the stepsisters, and the fairy godmother is our spirit. And what's powerful about the way that she contextualized this story is she says that the fairy godmother, she never ordered a limo to come pick up Cinderella. She never went to the finest bridal shop to buy her a dress or ball shop to buy her a dress. She turned the pumpkin patch into a carriage. She turned the mice into horses. She turned her dress into a ball gown. And that goes to say that everything that we need is right in front of us. And we are able to transform our clothes, transform our car, transform our mindset, transform our appearance, who we are, with one single thought. And the metaphysical idea here was when the stepsisters went to the ball, Cinderella was left at home, and she fell in the driveway and started crying. And then the fairy godmother, showed up and she said, "Finally, you've arrived." As if she knew all along. And I believe in the story, she did know all along that she was special. She did know all along that she had something to give to the world, and that being a slave, essentially, to her stepsisters and her stepmother was not the only level of greatness that she would amount to, right? Which is super interesting because I never looked at that story that way until Marianne Williamson, said it. But that's very, very powerful to me, and I think it's definitely something to think about. So I call these the abundance basics. So purity of heart then is the miracle worker's greatest engine of wealth creation. There are 3 spiritual steps involved in metaphysical transformation: of lack, Cinderella before the ball, and into abundance, Cinderella at the ball. Be grateful for what you already have. Clean up whatever you need to clean up. Allow yourself to want what you want. There is no dream too big. I don't care where you come from. The laws of the universe do not care where you come from. They guarantee that you will get what you want. So do not be shy. Do not feel like you haven't done anything to deserve it. You've done everything, which is you wake up every single day and you apply these 3 laws, frankly. Be grateful for what you already have. It might be a platitude to say be grateful for what you have, but it's wisdom nonetheless. It's one of those sayings we give credence to, but only casually. Most of us are grateful for many things, but in a shallow way. A shallow thought have only shallow power. So when we talk about waking up in the morning and being grateful for that, I really seriously mean it, to the point where it would like draw tears out of my eyes, because it's such a wonderful phenomenon. First off, to sleep. Sleep for 7-8 hours, however long you sleep, to wake up, feel replenished, feel renewed, and then just be up. Your organs, everything about you is working while you're sleeping, and you don't have to think about breathing. Everything just, just happens together. The art and the beauty behind sleeping is mind-blowing. That's just sleep, right? The art behind being able to see, smell, speak, pronounce, think, transmit, feel, like to a very, very, very deep point. Like there's so many things to be grateful for. And a lot of people around the world, they say like over 1 billion people around the world live on only $1.25 per day. We live lavish, abundant lives. So every little thing that we go through, there's nothing to be taken for granted. There's no kindness to be taken for granted. There's no experience to be taken for granted. I am grateful for everything that I've earned. I'm grateful for everything I've manifested and everything that I am. And I will continue to be a good person to the best of my ability. And I will continue to work on myself every single day to the best of my ability, because it's better for me, right? There's that self-interest of, it's better for you to do that. And the more and more you do that, and the more you can extend love and friendship to people around you, then the more abundantly wealthy you are. So it's almost like you're rewarded. You're not doing it for the reward, but you are rewarded for taking the time to get to know who you are and loving yourself unconditionally, forgiving yourself of things that you may have done in the past that you're not so proud of, and moving forward, because you're not your past. You sever the umbilical cord. You're not who you are 1 second ago, 1 minute ago, 1 hour ago, etc. But the beautiful thing about it is when you spend time working on yourself and loving on yourself, you evolve into a beautiful person that can eventually, that will on a daily basis, affect other people around you. So giving thanks is not just a nice thing to do. It's a metaphysical power or a magic wand. By throwing the light of gratitude on what you have now, you are literally increasing the value in the mind. Lack attracts lack, abundance attracts abundance. If your core belief is, I don't have enough, then you will never seem to. If your core belief is, I have so much, then more will be given. Could it be so simple? Absolutely. For such is the power of every thought we think. Our thoughts are our most powerful ally. Clean up whatever you need to clean up. And I believe in this too. So a lot of people that I talk to, especially like in my industry, they're like, oh, how do you get started in the business? How do you do this? How do you do that? And I tell them the best of my ability, clean up what you have to clean up. Create the space for you to be successful. So an easy example that I use every time is I said that I'm going to have, I said I'm going to have, okay, let me see here. I said I wanted a new car, right? So in order for me to get a new car, I have to create space for the new car. And so, long story short, the act of, right, so you have a car and you're saying you want a new car. This is a good example. You say you want a new car. How do you prepare, right? So wash your car, clean your car, buy new floor mats, take pictures, post it online, make the attempt to sell the vehicle. So what you're doing is you're sending your intentions up to the universe, and you're creating a space and a reality for that car to be purchased, so that then can create space for you to buy your new car, right? And so it all kind of moves in that way. The book says if you don't have any, let's say you don't have money perceived, right? You have to be able to see the unseeable. But let's say for the sake of example, we'll keep it clear. Let's say you don't have any money, or you have little money, and you're like, I owe a bill. I owe money on this bill. Pay $5 a month. Set up a payment plan, get the most minimal, and pay $5. Sacrifice. Pay that $5 on that bill. And what you're doing is you're sending it up to the universe saying, hey, I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to have a payment arrangement to execute on this contract. And then boom, things will start flowing through you. So clean up let me see exactly what it says. Clean up whatever you need to clean up. So clean it up. And there's a lot of people out there who may have transgressed against you, where they've taken money from you, or you've had to give them money. You have to have a heart of forgiveness, the book suggests. And when you practice that art of forgiveness, you're coming back to the heart of love. And when you come back to the heart of love, that means wealth flows through you. So we'll conclude there today, and we'll jump into our book almost from, what's today, 29th? So December 29th, your best you ever. His transforming power is the title of this passage. Your old life is dead. Your new life, which is your real life, even though invisible to spectators, is with Christ in God. He is your life. Colossians 3:3. God's hand has the power to transform your day and your life. Your task is to accept Christ's grace with a humble, thankful heart as you receive the new life that can be yours through him. Righteous believers who fashion their days around Jesus see the world differently. They act differently, and they feel differently about themselves and their neighbors. Hopefully you too will be such a believer. Do your desire to improve some aspect of your life? If so, don't expect changing circumstances to miraculously transform you into the person you want to become. Transformation starts with God, and it starts in the quiet corners of the willing human heart, like yours. There is not a single thing that Jesus cannot change, control, or conquer, because he is the living Lord. Franklin Graham. Building a better you. Jesus made radical sacrifices for you, and now he's asking you to make radical changes for him. Are you willing to be a radical Christian? If so, you will be blessed for your willingness to serve God and walk faithfully and closely in the footsteps of his only begotten Son. I like it. God can transform your life in one day. The universe can transform your life in one day. The bigger spirit, whatever you want to call it, can transform your life in one day. But you have to believe, and you have to believe with a very deep passion in order for it to happen the way that you see it happening. So with that being said, thank you for joining me, day 59 of 365 with David McDonald, the GOAT, on the journey to greatness. I will see you all tomorrow at 5 a.m. And we're a couple days closer to New Year. So make today the best day of your life. And I will be talking to you guys soon. Peace.